What's going on, dear viewers? James here from LuminosityJams. Happy to make another update announcement video. The first one that I've made since 10 months ago when I first regained access to the channel. Now, I wanted to make a couple quick comments first before getting into the meat and potatoes. I wanted to thank you guys so much for viewing the videos we've been putting up, for commenting your own personal anecdotes, for commenting about the joy that the music has brought to you, whether you've discovered it for the first time or maybe you've rediscovered a song that you loved back in the day and maybe it just happened upon your timeline or your feed, and that's why I like doing the channel is getting the feedback, and not only that, but getting the artists who reach out to me personally thanking me for uploading their music is a great joy for me, and it's been one of my favorite joys to have, not only over my life since 2012 when we first started this channel, but especially over the last 10 months when I've been venturing on this channel on my own. So it's been fun, and discovering what the channel is going to mean to me and the overall music community over the last 10 months has been fun to figure out. If you scroll back to when I first relaunched the channel 10 months ago, you'll notice that I've had a bit of a discovery phase of figuring out what kind of music we're going to be uploading. I've uploaded some older stuff, like, I uploaded a Cool in the Gang song, I uploaded a Piero Piccioni, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm so sorry. I've uploaded a lot of different stuff. I've uploaded some, newer electro, some newer drum and bass, some chill stuff, everything's been in the mix, anything that just sounds good. I'm going to change things up a little bit. Number one, I think I'm going to stay out of the whole drum and bass electronica scene for the foreseeable future. I feel like I've kind of built the identity around that, like, indie alternative, chill, new funk, jazz, those kind of, bedroom pop, shoegaze kind of vibes. Not as much of the, going to the gym, going to the club kind of aspect. So I think I'm gonna stick to doing just just like the genres that I just brought up. I'm not gonna do a lot of the faster paced drum and bass things like that. And mainly just because of the viewership that I'm getting and the response I'm getting. So the drum and bass stuff isn't really getting much of a response. It did back in the day, like early days on the channel, it for sure did. But these days it's not been there, and that's fine. It's part of the. Also, my dogs are beside me. I don't know if you just heard him yawn. um, it's all been part of the journey for me, so it's all good. Another thing too, so I want to keep doing the mixes. However, I feel like they're not getting proportional viewership to the amount of effort I've been putting in, and that's none of the viewers' fault at all. Of course, I'm very thankful for the viewers. I'd be doing this with 1 view or 1 million views. And speaking of which, we did recently hit 1.5 million views on the channel about a month or two ago, and that was pretty awesome. My dog's making so much noise. I don't know if you can hear it. Maybe I'll do some, like, dog scratching himself ASMR or something as part of it. So yeah, so the mixes, guys, I want to keep doing them. I want to figure out a way to get them discovered more without using, like, these silly generic titles I see a lot of mixes on YouTube have, where it's like chill lo-fi beats to study to. Nothing wrong with those, by the way, of course. I'm not hating on them, but I don't want to just be a copy of those. I want to do my own thing. So the mixes over the last 6 months or so, I feel, have been really good. So if you are listening to this video, I do recommend, please go check out the mixes called Mirrors, Best of 2025. You have Happy Days and you have Floods. If you go back and watch them, Floods is more of like a jazzy, kind of hypnotic, slower vibe with a few different kind of genres mixed in, but it's very, like, centered, like you know what you're getting. Happy Days was more of like Mustard Service, Winona Forever, like chiller kind of indie alternative, but not like super recent, more of like a period piece. And then Best of 2025 is explanatory. That's more of just our best uploads from last year, and we're going to be doing that every year going forward. Best of 25, 26, 27, etc. And Mirrors was more of that jazzy, slower vibe, but with a bit more alternative mixed in. A little bit less happy with that one's outcome. I believe that Floods is my best mix, best overall like visual, audio, and editing experience I've personally done, and I feel like every single time I've released one, they've improved. So that's one thing I wanted to excuse me to touch on was hopefully getting more viewership, more attention towards the mixes because I do genuinely work really hard on them. This whole channel is a one man operation. I live close to Vancouver, BC. This has been my solo project for 90 I'll say 90 to 95% of the time that it's been operating. When we first started the channel, it was myself and a dear friend I used to have named Dan who lived in Australia. If you watch our old update videos from like 12, 13 years ago, you'll hear me talk about him back then. That the last time I ever heard from him was he basically dropped me the all the login info. Well, I had it already, but he kind of made it clear to me saying like, "Hey, I'm stepping away from the internet. I'm gonna, I'll come back later, but this is yours to do with what you will." He kind of just basically made it clear to me to go, "Hey, if you want to close the channel and never go back to it," like he was kind of okay with that, but I didn't want to do that because we already had a foundation kind of. So I haven't heard from Dan in like, gosh, 14 years, 13 years, 20 early 2013, I'd say. So Dan, if you're out there, man, I'd love to hear from you. I would love to just know that you're somewhere out there. I hope everything's going well for you, dude. Never had a bad send off or a bad I don't know the word, breakup, I guess. It was just like he kind of disappeared, and I'd love to hear from him again. But if I don't, I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. Now, on top of what I just said about this being a one-man operation, I am totally open to other people jumping on and having some kind of a contribution to this channel, whether that's people who want to help out curate the music that we upload, people who want to curate their own mixes, videographers, photographers, graphic designers, like anything I'm open to. Whether you want to reach out in the comments or on my email, which is on our YouTube homepage, you can find out ways to contact me directly. Also, my Instagram account you can also find on there. So yeah, recap. More of the same stuff. I'm also not really going to be doing much of the like non-copyright royalty-free stuff. It did get a lot of views for me, but it's not really the image I want to go forward with. But I will be still moving forward with this channel, of course. One of the things I've noticed lately is that I think that YouTube algorithm has not been friendly to me over the last couple months, and I'm not sure what the reason is because I'm not a YouTube algorithm expert, you guys. I don't know if it's something to do with content that is monetized versus not monetized, or what exactly is happening. I've noticed that we have, well, before a couple months ago, we had a pretty consistent viewership of like 80 to 120 views per video when a new track would drop, and those people would all be viewers. And now, I'll sit here 2 weeks after an upload goes out and it's at like 10 views. And I know that's not because there's no interest in the band. It's clearly because YouTube is either shadow banning us, or I don't know what the reason is. I really don't. But I want to fix that, and I want to get the artists the exposure they want, because truly it's all about the bands and the artists at the end of the day. For me, this is a creative expression and a creative project for me to promote the music that I personally like and that I vibe to. Every single song I've posted, with maybe the exception of a couple, are all songs that I personally love and wanted to, I guess, use as an example of something to help you guys out, because I've been in the place before where I was like, I felt almost like an orphan in the music scene, where I was like, I felt like I didn't know the current bands and that I didn't know what kind of direction I wanted to go in until I just kind of looked on Spotify and just was like, I don't know, I want to figure out what my music taste is going to be. So I want to help out people figure out what their music taste is going to be moving forward. So yeah, I think that about covers everything I wanted to. Oh, also one more thing. I started a new channel as well. I'll explain that. So that one's called Elite Indie. What that channel is going to be is going to be a bunch of the best indie alternative music that has existed over the last, I'll say 10 to 15 years or so, that I'm creating, and the library of songs are essentially going to act as one long playlist essentially. So we're not going to do mixes on that channel. We're not going to do anything aside from just strictly the uploads, and you can treat the uploads as it's one long playlist. And I don't think that anyone's ever made a channel like that before. So I wanted to do that so that if you are coming over from the Luminosity channel and you wanted to know like kind of more of the origins of the genres that we're promoting, you can go to that channel and see, oh, so this Always track over here was kind of a really influential song to some of these other bands, or this Peach Pit track, or this Hers track, R.I.P. Hers, of course, being influential to newer artists. So that's kind of the direction for that. So if you'd like to, feel free to subscribe to Elite Indie. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. More content coming, of course, and I might be looking into doing more content that's like face cam stuff or commentary about music. I'm just still brainstorming that. I've been brainstorming it since I brought this channel back, and if I'm doing a change to this channel, I want to make sure I'm doing it right, and that I'm not just like knee-jerk rushing into a change, I guess, just for the sake of changing. So it's all really important to me. This channel is very important to me, guys. I started this channel in 2012, and I would hate to see it go away because it's really important to me. This is one of the few things in my life that has always been a constant, even though I lost access to it for like 9 or 10 years in the middle. I think I said it in my last update video, but yeah, basically what happened was in 2016, I had received a takedown notice. Oh, I'm trying to remember what happened. I received a takedown notice from something. I think it was one of the mixes that we posted. And I don't know, I had like a panic attack. I was like, oh, is this going to be a strike? Like, because I was stupid. I was like 18 years old or something. I was like, oh, is this going to be like something that's going to take down my channel? So I like, kind of like, I don't know, I had like a weird panic moment, and I like logged out of everything regarding the channel, and I use different passwords for everything. So like, I just completely like did not know how to figure out how to log back in. I think I left the channel alone for like 3 or 4 years. So by the time it was like 2019, 2020, I like didn't remember any passwords, and I was completely screwed, and it took me years and years and years of trying to get back in. So that's the story of that, guys. But yeah, I'm going long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was somewhat informative, and yeah, if you'd like to, feel free to share the channel with a friend. Feel free to comment. I read every single comment. I try to reply to every comment or give it some kind of acknowledgement, because again, doing this is really fun to me, and it's a passion project. Music's one of the most important things in my life. So I'll leave it there. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope you guys stay subscribed and stay enjoying the new content. Some more summer vibes coming up for you, and I hope everyone has a great summer and has a great May, June, July coming up. It's going to be awesome. Make sure to get some sunlight. All right? Have a good one.